the NBA is back. And we can't wait to cover it all season long here on You Better You Bet. We said it to start the show, covering, sides and totals and props for all the games. Femi's going to have amazing award analysis for everyone. And this should be a tremendous NBA season with storylines abound, like whether or not the Boston Celtics can start the next dynasty in the NBA after cruising to an NBA championship last year. The Celtics, the title favorites at BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas, at plus 325. Is this the year that my New York Knicks win their first title in over 50 years? I'm 41 years old. I've never seen the Knicks win an NBA championship. I got asked by a friend, because the Yankees were in the World Series, would you rather have the Yankees win the World Series or the Knicks win the NBA championship? I would do unspeakable things for the Knicks to win the NBA championship. The Yankees could lose every game of the series 30-0 to the Dodgers and get swept, and then go 0-162 next year in exchange for the Knicks to win the NBA championship. Not even a question. I would love for it to happen. The Knicks plus 650 to win the NBA championship this year. What about Luka Doncic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Is this the year they break through and one of them wins his first MVP award? Luka plus 350, SGA plus 400, the two favorites at BetMGM. Can Victor Wembanyama carry the San Antonio Spurs to the playoffs? We feel like he'll win Defensive Player of the Year, but can he get the Spurs to the postseason? The Spurs plus 250 to at least make the play-in tournament. And will Bronny James be the biggest nepotism hire since Jared Kushner? I told you, there's only a couple more weeks to get the election jokes in and the political jokes in. And Bronny, in that particular market, is minus infinity at BetMGM. Just kidding. Like, no sportsbook would ever offer prices on a lock. Bronny James is a lock for that particular award. I'll just say this about Bronny James, and maybe he goes to the G League after tonight's game with the Lakers and the Wolves. Everyone out there that's criticizing this, like LeBron and Bronny playing tonight, I don't even want to turn this into like a defense of fatherhood. Who cares? Like, let's just talk content. This is like the best content ever. Like, LeBron and his kid are playing, and the kid sucks. And LeBron's 40 plus. This is the best. Why? Like, the people that don't want this to happen, do you not like fun? Like, do you not like life? Do you not enjoy getting up in the morning? We should want Bronny to be on the Lakers active roster and play in every game this season. I think it would absolutely be the best. And honestly, like, all these storylines I mentioned, these are just some of them. How about Anthony Edwards and the Wolves trading Karl Anthony Towns? Here's Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. What about Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets trying to bounce back after getting bounced with a huge lead, Game 7 of the Western Conference semis last year against the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series that lost me an unconscionable amount of money? It was brutal. But what about the Nuggets and the Wolves this season? What about the fact that Joel Embiid and Paul George, this is like the Kawhi Leonard thing we talked about last week. Wow, what a shock Kawhi Leonard turned. Wow, can you believe Joel Embiid and Paul George are both already injured and won't play in the season opener? Can they keep it together this season? Can Giannis, Dame Lillard, Doc Rivers, and the Bucks get their mojo back this season, go over the win total and contend for an NBA championship? And is this, and now the end is near, have the Warriors reached their final curtain? Is it the end of the line for Steph Curry, Draymond Green? You notice, didn't say Klay Thompson, because he's on the Dallas Mavericks. Is this the end of the line for the Golden State Warriors? One of the great runs we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. So many storylines, so many games, so many bets coming up this season here on You Better You Bet for the association. Let's give some out right now. Right now in our superlatives for this season. Femi, I want to roll through how we see the East playing out, the West playing out, your Eastern Conference final, our Western Conference final, our NBA final, and who we think is going to win the NBA championship. So, my friend, we'll start with the Eastern Conference. Who do you have playing in the Eastern Conference final? And do you have a conceptualization of how things are going to play out with the Celtics as the favorite, followed by the Knicks, followed by the Sixers, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks, and then we get to the Cavs, the Magic, the Pacers, and the Heat from there?
Yeah, I think the Eastern Conference has a chance, at least in the regular season, to be a little bit topsy-turvy, a little bit wacky, because you have teams like Milwaukee, Philadelphia, those kinds of teams. I don't know if they're really going to be gunning for it in the regular season. The Sixers, we already see it right now. They're telling us Embiid's not going to play back-to-backs. He's already out this week. Paul George is getting reevaluated. Like the Sixers, they are focused on being healthy for a playoff run since Embiid hasn't been healthy for one since like 2019. That's what they want to get to where they can get to an Eastern Conference Finals or an NBA Finals. For Milwaukee, it's still a Doc Rivers team. Like I know, like Doc Rivers actually has a really good regular season track record, but I think they're also going to be focused on let's keep Jan. He does. I mean, actually, he's won a lot of regular season games, not a lot of playoff games or playoff series. It was not great. Who was the coach he took over for? I already forgot his name. Like Adrian something
Griffin.
Or whatever.
Adrian
Griffin. There we go. Thank you. Yeah.
God, I mean, this poor Adrian Griffin. I mean, it's not enough that he got fired. Now let's urinate on like what's his name? Adrian something. Like Femi's like, who was their coach? I don't know. Like the female from Rocky. Yo, Adrian, you got fired.
He got fired and the team actually was worse a little bit. But also like Giannis, the big thing with the Bucks is that Giannis got hurt right before the playoffs and he didn't even play in the playoffs. Dame also got hurt. Like those are older veteran teams I think are going to be focused on the postseason. So I think that in the standings, at least, it could get a little bit weird. Now, Boston, I think, will be like your 1 seed, most likely. They're going to win a boatload of games. That team is really good, and they're really durable outside of Porzingis, who's already hurt. But I do think that tonight's game is a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we will get Celtics and the Knicks, and I love the Boston Celtics tonight. Like, they're awesome. They're going to be really good. New York, I think, is still going to have to work through the trade and all that stuff, but the way the Knicks put this team together was to beat the Boston Celtics. And I actually think that in a series, they would beat the Boston Celtics.
Oh, my God.
And this is the big caveat.
I don't know if I can take this, man.
Control yourself. Control yourself. Let's control yourself. Like the big caveat, of course, it's a Tom Thibodeau team. Will they be healthy at the end? Because that was the problem last playoffs. Like they were all injured, and the Pacers ended up winning. But if they're healthy...
By the way, can we just take time to appreciate the contrast of what Femi's saying here? When he's rattling off all these teams and saying, yeah, I don't know if they're going to care at all about the regular season because they're gunning it for the playoffs. Now here's Tom Thibodeau playing Josh Hart 48 minutes a night in February. How's this going to go? I mean, it does. You're right. Like, it makes me nervous a little bit.
It makes you a little bit nervous, but if they do get to the finish line and they're healthy, like it's Anunoby and Bridges, 2 guys that you can throw on Tatum and Brown. They're not going to shut down Tatum and Brown, but they're going to make them work. You have 2 like premier A+ wing defenders on the Knicks. And then Mitchell Robinson, whenever he gets back from his injury, like that's a big-time interior presence on the inside that can help out. And then Brunson and Cat with the pick-and-roll stuff. Zach talked about it when we had him on, Zach Harper of The Athletic. Like this is a really well-put-together team that has been designed to beat the Boston Celtics, and I think they would win that series. I like the Knicks in 6 over the Celtics in the Eastern Conference. I think this is a really, really strong team. They just have to get there healthy. But if they can get there healthy, I think they can do it and represent the East.
Oh, my God.
It's the year of New York. Yankees are in it. Rangers. They're Shesterkin and Panarin. Everyone's excited about that.
Jets.
Giants and Jets. Yeah. Not
Liberty?
so much, but, you know. Liberty
it's
title.
Be great when it's all said and done. The Liberty are the one team that win the championship in New York. It's going to be really awesome. Also, like congratulations.
Commissioner wearing the Empire State Building on her dress.
I mean, like, what, can we get Adam Silver wearing like a Knicks tie or something? Can that happen, please? Like Ron Manfred to show up with a Yankee hat on, or like a Yankee pinstripe suit. That would be tremendous.
Or like a Statue of Liberty hat.
Please, like, we need all the help we can get. Everyone hates us. I don't care. I'd like to win a championship. And, like, yes, the Liberty won. I would like another championship, please. That would be great. Preferably the Knicks. Anyway, was there any doubt? Yeah, Knicks over the Celtics for me. I don't even need to offer any analysis here. Femi just gave you great analysis. I do think the Knicks are the best team. And I will say this also. Boston's the best team, especially once Porzingis gets back.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think Zach's onto something. I don't know if they hate each other now. I just have a feeling that there is eventually going to be animosity with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Just feeling it a little bit. But Tatum, snubbed for Finals MVP. I don't know if he was snubbed, but that's probably how he feels. Barely played, can't even get off the bench in the Olympics. He's a little ornery, man. And if Jaylen Brown starts getting the press clippings and he doesn't, it's just, we're human beings, man. I think if it were me, I'd probably be like, what the F? You would probably be like, who wouldn't feel that way? I wonder if Joe Mazzulla's got what it takes. Great coach, and I enjoy him thoroughly. I wonder if he's got. If I think he's the best. Like he really is. And I don't want to make this a religious thing, but I, as someone who goes to church, I love that he's always talking about that stuff. I don't mean to make this a religious commentary. I just really like Joe Mazzulla. Can he keep this team together? We will see. Hashtag Nixon 6 in the Eastern Conference Final. Femi, what about the West?
So the West is really interesting because I think it's still your same kind of core 4 teams, whether it's OKC, Minnesota, Denver, Dallas. You can make a case for Phoenix. I know a lot of people like the Mike Budenholzer addition for the Phoenix Suns. Like Bud's teams win a lot of regular season games, and they also win in the playoffs as well as he did with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm still skeptical that Kevin Durant, Devin Booker are going to like just chuck a bunch of threes. I know that's what Bud wants to do. Like those guys love the mid-range game. I think there could be a little bit of friction there. So I do think that we're still going to get your OKCs, your Denvers, your Minnesotas. Now, how I see the conference playing out, I have the Denver Nuggets getting back to the NBA Finals. I know last year they get bounced out in the second round. I have Denver over Oklahoma City because even though OKC went out and got Isaiah Hartenstein, which is a big need for them to deal with somebody down low, he ain't got nothing for Jokic. Jokic is still the best player in that series. Jokic is the best player in the league. And in the NBA, I'm a sucker for backing the best player in the league until proven otherwise. I like the Denver Nuggets to beat the Thunder in 7. I think it's a classic series with that OKC team just getting a little bit closer, but not quite there to the NBA Finals. Give me Denver to represent the West.
So you still, Jokic, definitely the best player in the NBA this season in your estimation?
100%. 100%.
Better than SGA? I'm not disagreeing.
Yep.
I'm just asking.
100%. SGA is phenomenal, but Jokic is that dude.
Are you at all worried that Jokic, after his no-show at the end of Game 7 against the Timberwolves last year, maybe carries over a little bit? Because he won his championship. He loves his horses. He loves going home to Serbia. Just saying. Just saying with the Denver Nuggets. Just saying. I have the Thunder beating the Wolves in the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if the Nuggets getting. I don't know if the Nuggets getting to the Western Conference Final, but I do think this is OKC's year. Exactly. Give me the Thunder over the Wolves in the Western Conference Final. I think this is SGA's year to get over the hump. Maybe I like him to win Most Valuable Player. We'll do that coming up later in the show. But I like the Thunder to represent the West in the finals against the Knicks. Femi, you have Nuggets-Knicks. Who do you have hoisting the Larry O'Brien Trophy to win the NBA championship?
I think the best player gets it done. Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets in 6 over the New York Knicks. Jokic, Finals MVP to add to the resume. I'm sorry.
Dude, Karl Anthony Towns already beat Jokic in one big playoff series, and it would definitely happen again if they played. I don't know if that's true. I would be absolutely terrified of it. Is that what they would call it? The Carmelo Bowl? Which team do you think he'd root for? He hates the Nuggets.
Knicks.
He'd root for the Knicks.
Yeah, he hates them. Yeah, he's rooting for the Knicks 100%.
Would George Karl be invited to the game?
Maybe they'll get them sitting next to each other. That'd be fun.
Maybe, I'll tell you what, that might be better content than LeBron and Bronny. Look, 41 years old, born in 1983. I've never seen my team win a championship. Lose in 94 to the Rockets, 99 to the Spurs. Got my junk kicked in my entire childhood by Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. It's time. Go New York, go New York, go. Knicks in 6 over the Thunder to win. Yeah, of course, to win the and I bet a lot of money on it. So there you go.